Hello everyone, we're about to get started here with the recast of the match of Mortality versus Sponsorless. This is the regular season of Cevo. We're about to, this is round 1, Pro League match. We're going to be seeing, I believe, Cash and Inferno in that order. Pick, I believe, is under the individual side. I'm unsure. But, you know, I can't change the top two pictures. So, let's hope. Play. Let's get this demo going with Cash. Cash is, in fact, the first map. And this is an odd matchup as Mortality didn't make it through the pro placement. Let me just let's skip the talky by the pros. They're having a bit of banter between them, and we're gonna get started here. So we're waiting for everyone to join in, get started. Should kick it off here. Yeah, right here. And they have choices CT. So in fact, this is Sponsorless's map pick. So Mortality, as you see, is playing with FGB. I believe he's an Astral Authority player. He's filling in for the spot opened up when Toy decided to leave the roster after the finishing of the pro placement tournament. Whitmer is still here playing their basic dedicated opper. Really great shots from that guy over the last while. This is going to be a highway rush from the tees, and it's kind of working in their favor, pushing them into a 2v4. Actually, a 1v4 as Dice is the only one left, and this is going to be just a quick round going over to Sponsorless with excellent shots coming out from them. Sponsorless is kind of an odd team-up, as it's a lot of players, I believe, from the Elevate roster, if I'm not mistaken, with Shazam at the top of it, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and that is the Shazam I know, Shazam used to play for Cloud9, I believe. A couple of them have a few of the same teams under their belt over the last while, but you know, with the recent change in rosters by Elevate, they don't have a dedicated sponsor. Excellent shots there by FGB, and he's going to take one down, but one is not all of them. That's what they kind of need to have happen. As Sick actually makes an excellent shot with the Scout to turn this into their favor right here. As the P90 falls into Whitmer's hands, we might be able to see something happen with that. And Shinobi rushing in, sees the auto in hand. Take one down. They know where both of these players are. Now it's a 1v2, and it looks like it's going to be another round easily for Sponsorless. As some odd plays came in there to allow for that quick of a round. I thought it was going to be much slower on that play, let the bomb get a little bit closer to the point of explosion. Neither team working on a great economy, even though you would expect more from a team that won pistol rounds so drastically and then won the next one with only a couple of casualties. But I feel they went with a risky play, and this is a stacked site where the bomb's going. It's not going to matter as Daps is going to take 2 down with the Mac 10 there, and another one with the Glock. And Nap picking up 2 on his own, and this is a 2-man take. So far, Sponsorless has been really dominant on the rounds where they have the guns in their hands, but now I think we're going to be seeing the same guns come out from Mortality, and this is going to be the deciding factor of where this game kind of goes from here. Okay, so what we see here is a kind of widespread by the counter-terrorists is, you know, a standard kind of squeaky rush. They don't notice FGB. That could be big. That is going to be big. It's not going to be as big as he runs out of ammo, but he takes 2 of them almost down by himself. Or did Sick pick up those kills? No, they both got a kill. He got a assist there. Widmer's going to be flanked right here from the back by Naf. And that's a sponsor that's picking up a 4th round. If I remember correctly, Mortality isn't that dominant on cash. It really depends on what kind of CT side they run up against. So if Sponsors keeps this up, this could be a quick game in their favor in this best of 2, which would mean that Mortality has an attempt to tie it, I believe. As best of 2's kind of an odd working, and they decided to stack all on one site, and it doesn't seem to be paying off here, as they have basically given up B 100% to these terrorists. And that looks like it's going to be another round right here for them. Sick, unable to take down Rix. That's a name I have no idea how to pronounce and will butcher greatly. Shinobi, last man alive, CZ auto in hand. A couple lit terrorists, but it's not going to really matter, as the CZ is not going to let him get close enough to these T's to probably... Oh, except for that shot, which... Using the CZ auto as a ranged weapon, kind of an uncommon strategy. He's going to be able to probably make gun drop out of this, except he goes down to Naf. Right there. Another gun round. This is probably going to be another defining round for Mortality's attempt at bringing this back, because they need to start really building up some rounds here. As 5 is a good start for a T half, and they have taken it unopposed. You see Sick playing the smoke, but he goes down, and FGB doesn't know there's another player right here by him. So now he doesn't see being sprayed down. It's really going to come down to the players like Widmer and Vice here who have been spotted this round. Oh, FGB actually takes one down. And it's Vice on site able to take another one that slows this into... Oh, it takes 2. Excellent shot right there. Shazam, now only playing the op, is going to find this a near impossible peak, except for the fact that Vice is now down to 1 HP. He could easily take him out with a single shot of any gun. Oh, but Widmer's gonna punish that peak as he got him slightly through the wall, knocking him down to, I believe, 16 here. And, oh, but Shazam with the op in hand managed to take down Widmer. But Vice, taking home the 3rd kill, is gonna take that. And I'm gonna flip over to the pregame screen as I've messed something up in my view. And I want to change that video settings. Wonderful repeating noise right there. We're gonna get back onto the game. Oh, actually, I clicked the wrong thing again. I'm losing a bit. I'm not gonna lose any time here. Demo. I have the demo UI, so I can slow the match, fix the setting. Forgot to change this when I actually played some Counter-Strike. You know, don't like the way they haven't set it up. So I like full screen windowed. We apply. Yes, that is the way I like it. We're gonna get the demo UI back in here, set it back to 1 times speed, change over to the game. Here we are back. Saw Mortality take one round, but now they're still down. They're down a player as Sick went down. But Whitmer gonna quickly change that as he picks up Rush with the op. Playing with only one player on A, which is FGB, the stand-in, which is kind of, I assume, something where they want their players who mostly know how to communicate with each other sticking together. But it also leaves a lot of sites open, and that spray down goes in favor of Shinobi, which is quite odd there. He had to put Moss in his hand, not really an M4 or anything. Whitmer with an amazing shot on the half, and onto Shazam. I didn't even hear the second op shot, but it goes down. One of them is able to pick up an AK, and Shinobi's actually able to trade up to an M4 from one of the dropped players. Sick is going to be the only one who needs to really buy here. Should waited for Vice to have to pause the game. We might be having a player crash here. Let's take this time to look at the statistics here. Really, it's been a two-person game over here on the T side. Three players really being able to show up to the par of Mortality, but two going above and beyond. FGB is the only one up here making the hardcore plays right now, but that could change at any moment, as we've really been seeing a lot of rounds going a lot of different ways here. Let's look here. Let's grab some more statistics. Where's the statistic? Let's look at the graphs. Let's look at here's the difference in total damage, total kills. Whitmer actually grabbing a 3K last round is the only time he got kills. Interesting. You see, we see Sick is the most like on par player here, playing most of his rounds, kind of at least getting a kill. And look at these almost perfect lines. Shinobi almost matches Shazam as well. Let's pause this and get going. So we saw Mortality take the last two rounds. Haven't been able to build up that much of an economy, but if you look here at the economy on sponsor list, they're not doing too great either. They really need this bomb plan in order to maybe pull off a buy next round, and they're not rocking like full cylinders right here. They have only 4 AKs in their hands and one with a CZ. It's always odd when I see the one player who decides to pick the CZ over the Tech 9. I find it to be an interesting decision. And right there, Sick goes down, and FGB and Whitmer and Shinobi all pick up kills simultaneously to pick up the other 4 members. That's going to be a couple of AKs picked up onto the CT side, as Shinobi's probably going to go for a rebuy. Oh no, Sick's going to go for the machine gun, trading the AK over to Vice. Shinobi now with an M4 in hand. What I was saying, it's kind of odd to see the Tech 9 come out on these T-side rounds, the CZ, because the Tech 9 is one of the best guns in the game, probably one of the best eco guns out there, like if we want to try to make something happen. That grenade actually took down a lot of health on this side, and it's going to be Whitmer and Vice. Vice picking up 3 so far with an excellent bunch of sprays, and Whitmer picking up the other 2. We've been seeing a lot of those like 2-player just absolute domination rounds, and this looks like it could become a comeback sort of from Mortality up to possibly a 5-5. And a 5-5 scoreline is pretty much what they needed to do to bring this possibly back into their favor. After getting those first 5 rounds knocked down, they finally seem to be getting into the hang of playing the CT side. And as you see, Mortality has not played a really standard game here. They've always mixed it up. Now they have the 3 players on B already pushed through, but mid is now completely in the control of the terrorist side. But if you look, it's kind of also sandwiched by Mortality players. One is about to jump out and gets sprayed down. He could have been knifed right there, and he wouldn't have even known, as he was standing right on top of another T player. And it's a 3v3, but Mortality looking way favorable in the health as another one goes down, moving this to a... Oh, actually, 2-on-2 is Dastic and Whitmer, but then another kill. Sick is going to be probably facing off with Nafly right here to see... I think it's Nafly. Naf right here is going to be able to take him down. Is he going to be able to find Vice, though, is the question. Is Vice has a great corner on this bomb. He now knows Vice is sitting right there, and that's going to be Molotov coming out, but Vice taking that opportunity to take him down. Great use of the prior knowledge that he was using his utility at that point. You know, seeing that he kept that flashbang so long probably meant that he had another grenade ready and stored. It was a great peek right there based off of that information. We're going to be seeing full nades bought out by the CT side, but not anything over 3 flashes for this T side. Not a lot of utility to bring this into their favor, so they're going to have to rely completely on their ability to get these shots. And an excellent boost there for FGB by Sick to kind of look over this wall, but is it going to pay off is the question. As Shinobi actually managed to take down Naf as he peeks Squeaky. One of the good things about keeping these rounds in a row is Mortality's kept an op out of the hands of Shazam, who has been really dominant in these rounds. FGB gets spotted out by Shazam, but he manages to take him down without getting hit. Now they're going to have to regroup. Probably going to see something like a mid-push here, as they're all grouping up over by the entry to mid at boost. And Shinobi's going to spot that out and just say, hey, there's a couple of guys there. Don't know where they're going, but it's not going to be good for us. And it's a 3v5 with Shinobi having the only damage dealt on the CT side to him. We're... Yeah, maybe just close that down. Something knocked me out of the game. Missed out on that play. But it seems Mortality took it, and now, if you look at it, it's sort of evened out on the scoreboard. And now it actually seems that Mortality has the stronger hold on this game. But, you know, it's been so close so far. You gotta expect something's gonna go the way of sponsorless sometime soon. Probably not in this round, though, as it is an eco. Actually, Dap's able to take one down, but Sick trading out 2 for 1. Probably going to get the third onto Daps. And now, just Shazam with the Tech 9 in the hand, proving its power, knocking 2 CTs down to low HP. From even that range with the Tech 9. I think if that was pre-Tech 9 nerf, he might have actually managed to take those guys out. But now with the fall-off on the damage, that it really affected how far that gun was able to actually get the kills. Before you would see like cross-map Tech 9 shots that were just insane, and now you kind of see it only used in those close rushes. We actually now do see an op picked up onto Shazam, as a big peek into those vents was able to knock a couple of the CTs down really low, but FGB's gained a lot of information as he doesn't see anyone peeked out towards A, but he's going to walk possibly right past the op in the opening of garage without looking at him. He flicks over at just the right second, but Whitmer actually takes the kill. And now they kind of know that this is going to be a B take, as most of those grenades and stuff are coming in. Shinobi able to take one down on a crazy rush in, and now it's kind of 4v3, but one of them's on site. Well, there's another rotate coming in. Unable to take one down, but knocks him down to 4 HP. Sick now, up in the heavenish area. They hit really low. Whitmer with an amazing side jump shot, leaving only Neff up with 4 HP. As Sick gets the better of that engagement, pushing this down to 8-5. That's 8 rounds in a row for Mortality, and that excellent opening by Sponsor doesn't seem to be going that far. But as I said, my prior knowledge of Mortality kind of gives me a hope towards high numbers here on the CT side. Is there's not enough for them to do with their strategies on cash. I feel it's a rather one-dimensional map. It doesn't have... While the CTs have an amazing amount of places to play, the Ts are limited to 3 different subsets of a strategy. Which is like pick site, fast, slow, mid. You can go with like a split, but usually whenever you go for a split, you risk it. But Naf takes out Shinobi there. FGB able to take out an op shot onto Naf, but not before, not soon after. It's Daps picking up the trade. Vice is going to be rotating over through the T area as Whitmer. Whitmer could go big with his op. That's going to be what he needs to do. Oh, but he's going to be going down as he pulls out the grenade at the wrong moment. Vice didn't get 1, but this is going to be looking solidly like a round Sponsorless is going to win, and it's one that I think they really needed, and that there is the bells of doom. There's not really a chance for this to go their way, and Shazam actually looks like he's going to lose the op, which would be great if they had done that earlier in the game, where the economy actually that is good for Mortality, as it did force an op out of somebody's hands and means that they're not going to be able to play with that for the rest of this half, as this is the last round of the half. This time playing Whitmer over by A is kind of different, as this actually looks like it's going to be just a B rush. Straight B rush with no real twist to it, as Vice takes one down but goes down himself. Sick unable to hit anyone directly down, but hurts like 3 of them. As the bomb is thrown across. Bomb has been planted. FGB actually goes down to Naf, and that looks like this might be another round where Mortality is going to take it, and that is an 8-7 scoreline, which is kind of the regular scoreline you see from a competitive match of cash. Usually it's pretty darn even, but in these pro leagues, usually you see a higher number towards the CT side, but not always. There's always the fluke matches where somebody does something crazy in the T half, or like Train, for example, the pretty much one of the most CT sided maps in the game, can cause huge upsets by Ts if they just play it right. It brings up the enemy GGG Mortality match from, like, not the finals of the Cevo main, like, final, not like the final round of Cevo main finals, but close to it. It's kind of where I remember that happening, like the match before finals. And we're going to be seeing now the CT side of Sponsorless, where I don't know how this team's synergy works. Is I don't remember many of these players playing together. There's like 3 of them from Elevate, I think, and 1 from Cloud9 and 1 from, I can't remember, Liquid or Mythic or something like that, who are playing here on this side. And, you know, I don't know what kind of strategies they have made up so far. So it's going to be interesting to see. Is they're kind of going with an aggressive mid play with 3 players mid, 1 by Truck, meaning that A site's mostly clear as one rotates back by a highway, but that guy's gonna get cut off. And now they know that this is the A rush, and they're gonna have this is gonna be the A push, and now they have 3 players playing behind, and that's gonna be Daps taking up 2 kills. Amazing play, rush, and Daps able to take up more, and that's bomb going down, but also all of the T's down in quick succession. Only major damage done to Daps, and that's 25 HP. That aggressive play really paid off. It was pretty much a risk play where if Mortality turned around, they had a chance to take them out from like 2-on-5. And now we're seeing a kind of odd buy here from Sponsorless, with opting to go with 2 M4s and 2 machine guns to try to make the most of the economy while not risking this round. That grenade does some fair damage. Between it about 1632 plus 29. 61 damage, I want to say. Rush and Rix, RYX, whatever you want to be called, man. And Rush, those 2 take them down. That's a 3-2 between 2 players. As I mentioned, it's just been quite common in this so far to see just 2 players manage to take over an entire site. We do see the early buy come out from Mortality, though. Single flash on everyone, AK on everyone. This is really a doubling down moment of we're not going to let you take this too far. And again, we're seeing an aggressive mid play. And last time this aggressive mid play came out, except that they're doing a twist on it where they're going to actually boost a guy onto this box, do the counter boost. And Shinobi already has the corner for him. He's like, last time we did this, they were right around the corner as soon as they realized it. And that's good. But an odd play here, except Sick makes an amazing shot. Poor Shinobi turns his back on Rush, but Whitmer instantly makes up for that mistake. Now we see just a 2v3, and a 2v3 could go either way here, but it's better for the T's in this situation, who just generally have better corners. Is actually one player is taken down on the Mortality side. But Daps is kind of pinned on both sides. He knows where both of them are, but he doesn't know where to look, and Whitmer just has the better corner right there. Sees him first and takes a shot. Now we are going to probably see an eco come out from Sponsorless, as they kind of have half the economy they really need to buy. Might see eco pistol drop. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Unless those were buys of pistols, I couldn't tell. You see pistol armor on a couple of people and pistols just on the others. And it's an A stack, and Mortality looks like they're going to be thinking about it, but then deciding against it, as their use of psychic powers have told them that B is clear. This is the second time this game that we've seen just a massive one-site stack not pay off. As the bomb finally goes down on that site, we're going to be seeing a push 2 upper, it looks like, and 2 from mid. Kind of odd to see these kind of splits. Usually you see as many angles as possible taken so that you have the best chance of taking somebody off guard. But one of them just playing close there, and he's just sitting there not really doing anything. One of them almost goes down to mid. That would have been Shinobi possibly taking someone down. Let me try to grab the control map right there. That would have been Shinobi, yeah. Trying to take down Naf, but Naf makes it out. One of the players seemed to possibly lag out there. I don't know why he stood there and didn't do anything. They might call a timeout here. This looks like another eco with Rush deciding to pick up an M4. That mistake could cost them the next round when they actually buy, as he's not going to have a lot of economy no matter what happens here. Unless they, well, if they win off of just his M4, then he'll have the economy, but it also won't matter. But if they don't, that's going to be a big deal, as he's now lost 3,000 off of the gun and 600 on the armor. And Rix is going to hear mid. He's going to be right here, and he's going to take down Shinobi. The question is he going to be traded out by FGB? And that is a yes. That is now, we see kind of a mid takedown in the trade of Sick picking up Nap right there. FGB drops Daps. Daps is an important player in this game, as he's one of the top 3 on that side. And FGB manages to take down Rush and now put into a 1v4. Shazam trying to pick up a gun, finds a Galil. And the question is, does he decide to save this to try to give Rush a gun next round? Or is he going to go for this push? It looks like he goes for the push and gets taken down by FGB. FGB picking up a 4K there, not even noticing. And probably an almost ace. Depends on how definitively Sick destroyed the one guy he did. Now we see an 11-9. It's not as solid of a T side as we saw coming out from Sponsorless, but rarely do you see that kind of T side. It's still excellent. And Shazam takes down Whitmer in an amazing peak. This game has really come down to the duel of the offers, and Rush single-handedly getting himself up onto the boost box. And this is a spot where Mortality tends to have some trouble, and it's easy to see why. Is it's really a hard angle to peek, and you know, you never know where the other players are, and that's gonna give him away. But not before he takes down 2. Actually, he's gonna get 3 from that spot. Almost gets to 4, and now it's looking very bad here for this Mortality round. Really, losing that early player does not favor this T side that's going to need to push. And it's really just how does FGB decide to play this, and FGB is going to go for the plant. He's going to get it, and does he go for the smoke push? Because the smoke push would be the safest, and he doesn't, and Naf takes him down quickly afterwards. The defuse comes in. That's now 11-10. It's a close game so far. One that might go overtime. I'm not sure. Who knows? That can't be right. There it is. Looks like why do those two not have guns? And it's because the guns are on the floor. Odd choice of deciding to boost Vice anyway is actually one that is able to take down Dab. But Shazam able to pick up 2. Shinobi whiffing the nade almost kills himself. And now it's one of those positions where you don't think anyone can really make something happen here. You see Wimmer playing kind of a solid alone position. We do need to see this bomb exit mid, or it's basically the CT's round. It's going to be very hard to do so. Whitmer peeks away at just the wrong moment to not catch Naf off guard, but the Tech 9, 1 bullet, 1 kill. It's kind of Whitmer in a position to try to win it. These were probably both of them are. And that's going to bring Shinobi all the way over to A. And that rotate is pretty solid there for Mortality, making the best of the situation. Whitmer spotting the two CTs, I assume, calling out. I think both of them are over here. And allows them to really set up on this corner. Whitmer actually picking a very odd spot to hold, as based off the rule of corner peeking, yeah, he actually didn't see Rush before Rush saw him. And Rush is able to use his 100% health to just rush in there to the back of quad and get him down. It was a close bomb plant, as you know, you heard the music go off there in the midst of his deciding to defuse. Nice shot comes out from FGB. And, you know, just great sportsmanship right there. Whitmer deciding to go for the Galil instead of the AK buy, as allows him to get a bit of useful utility, picking up a smoke and flash. Because there are very few smokes on the CT side right now, as we only see 3 players with smokes. And that grenade's going to do some pretty good damage, taking one down to 70 and one down to 83. I think does that? I can't tell if that was like a T-side Molotov that bounced over there. And trades are actually going in Mortality's way right here, leaving the other two at the other side of the place. Naf actually manages to make a shot by highway. And FUB takes him down. Now it's one guy, and that grenade could do massive damage, but it bounces oddly off of something. I think he hit the wall there, and now he knows he has to get back. He's going to find an op, and he's going to try to save it. It's another round for Mortality, and one that they probably needed before things started to spiral. As once you get into those ecos, it's really hard to get back on this T side on cash. As we saw from the Sponsors game, where they went 5 up, and then once they got into that eco territory, it was really hard to get back. Lost 8 in a row. And this is going to be a save with only an op as the bonus on the CT side, and that alone could do wonders and could do nothing. It's going to be who gets the opening picks. And Naf actually leaving the site open, but Mortality unaware that that was basically unguarded, did not rush, and then are instead deciding to play on that smoke. And that's going to allow a 4-man stack to make their way over to B. Molotov comes down, but all the corners here are covered. They literally have basically all corners, and Shazam is up there with the op. It's going to be Opper versus Opper right here, as they both dink each other for almost the same amount through the wall. It's really going to come down to these pistol players and how they play, and Naf just seems to be taking them down, making them pay for this rush, and this rush is not going to pay off. Shinobi, solo player, and Shazam takes him down. Excellent use of eco, and just a general odd play there for Mortality. Shazam goes for the pause. 007 Naf. The name's Naf. The name's Bond. Naf Bond. As we see a drop here from Daps. Daps comes back into the game. Okay, they're gonna be ready up, and then we're back into this close game. 12-12, really, really close game. Like, this side's been closer than this side. This was just like massive bunch of rounds, massive bunch of rounds, bunch of rounds, you know, bunch of rounds, and it's kind of evened out here. And I predict it's just going to keep doing that. As we start to, you know, see them, these two sides really notice each other's playstyles and really know how to counter it. It's going to be a close game through and through. I would actually put at this point sponsorless in the point to win here, is they're just working from an easier side and are going to have a point up after this, unless it's like Sick gets something like 3 deagle kills or something crazy. I don't know. Amazing Molotov comes out from the T side to Molotov their own team. And I'm going to get AK. Insane 4K coming out from Rix. No idea how to pronounce that still.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
And this is going to be another buy round, and Mortality really needs to pick this one up and then pick up another one in order to really have a chance at bringing this into a 15 or 16 score for them. Because if they get pushed into another eco round, they're basically they're sunk. It's interesting to see guns now on a replay, as they have the skins that the players have now. As I remember, none of those stickers being out by the time this match was actually live. It's going to come down to how these 3 players make this push happen. And that's not a good way of making it happen, as it's now a 1v3. Bomb goes down, and he goes down. And that actually looks fatal here for the Mortality side, as they're not going to have enough economy to really make something happen here. Well, except for the bomb plant coming in. Bomb plant might save them from what I was fearing, which would be a save. But now they really need to win everything in order to take this home. As if they can push Naf and Shazam's money a little bit down, they could really force one of these ecos and win it out. But if you see here, Wimmer only rocking the Tech 9. It's not looking that good, as Shinobi also not rocking an AK. It's seems like it's a kind of standard mid position. Look for the picks, then go B. Something that they really haven't done on this T side. It's just a solid B take with a lot of utility used, and usually corners just really can take it out. Shazam takes one down himself with the op, but isn't able to get more than that, and this bomb is going to have to go down. Mortality, I think, actually could take this one. Make the most of a kind of half eco high-up. Sick getting his gun barrel spotted out, but not enough to really make anything happen. His Rush is now going to have to save as he's half health. He's just going to try to keep that M4, that armor, with helmet and kit. Whitmer finding an op for himself, really saving him economy for the future rounds. Is now he really should have an op in his hands on almost all the rounds from now on, depending on what happens. Sick getting hit down with nades and down to 34. It just seems like they set up for a standard B with three, and again, if Sponso is playing the 3-man mid, it's going to be interesting to see if they decide to boost or if they decide to go through the garage. And that's going to be the defining factor in how this is played out. And they're going for the boost. Took a little bit long on that jump, and that's going to be Sick able to spot one out. And now Dap's actually in an excellent position for what play is going to about to go down, because he could take down tons of players. Takes down one, takes down two. Sick now knows where he is. Dap takes up the third. That's a 2-on-2. Sick really low. This actually puts the CTs in favor based off of HP, but off of positioning, it actually seems to be in favor of the T side. We really are going to know what's going to go down as Vice decides to go through the smoke. Really going to wait for this. I'm going to go for the pistol rush. Going to take him down. Going to have actually plenty of time to defuse. That defuse is going to come in, and that's going to push this to a 15-13. But if you look, this is going to be perfectly... It's going to be close, but it's going to be fine enough on the economy. We do see the op picked up in the Whitmer's hands. Really, if they don't win this one, the game's over. So I would be right about the op always being in Whitmer's hands for the rest of that game from that round. And if they don't, he goes down maybe, but it's going to be close. Whitmer, amazing shot. Just getting the better spawn for that rush, and now the CT side seems a little bit exposed, and a little bit of, you know, I want to say overzealousness from the CT side. Gets NAF taken down, but in a fair trade. Dap's almost able to take down another player from Mortality. Actually able to take down GG, and Sick goes down. Vice able to take the person in Vents. Now it's just Rush again. This time he's not looking for the save. He's about to go down. Sick headshot by Sick. You notice Sick has 10 kills in both halves. Just generally a really, really close game. Much more sporadic over here, but you know, than compared to this marvel here of just rounds on top of rounds going one way. And actually, this looks kind of promising for Mortality. Pushes into overtime, as we do see two CZs, as Mag 7, a FAMAS, and an Op. Kind of a ragtag team of heroes right here. It does seem that the CZ is the favored weapon over the 5-7 in the pro leagues, because so many people just use it to make things happen. I think somebody just reloaded, but I couldn't tell where. That might have been the T's kind of giving away their position. As Rix is just going to push the smoke in. I'm in here to 3 players, and that's going to be like, hey, there's a lot of players here. Get ready for it. And Swag 7 takes one. Swag 7 almost took 2. Vice going down to the fire a little bit, but not fully. Flash comes in from Highway. Player goes down now. It's a CZ auto versus the world. Actually, he's going to get an Op. Op is not the optimal weapon for him to have in this position, as he does have to take down like 3 people. I actually liked his chances better with the CZ. Oh, but that's an excellent shot with the Op. And there's the death toll right there. You hear the music go off, and that is going to be an overtime game. I think it might be the first that I'm able to cast of an overtime game. I can't remember if it went overtime in an earlier match. I know that they did go overtime on I believe in the Astral Authority game, but for some reason I couldn't download that demo. And it's going to be a fast ready up here. Players are probably just wanting to get the best of 2 over with, as this is only still map 1. Sick, not readied up, sitting in spawn. Probably as soon as he gets back, he's gonna be getting us into this game. There he is. Just the ready up command come in. No, Weber's gonna not ready up. Now he gets to sit and spawn. I have a feeling this series is gonna be a long one for a best of 2. Benefit of the best of 2 over the best of 3, I feel, is that you always know how many maps it's going to go to, and you also know exactly, like, you know, if you play something along the lines of a best of 3, you know, what could happen is somebody could take 1 round and the other team takes another, and then it goes to the 3rd round, and then you always question, well, was that a fair representation? What would have happened if they played another one? What would have happened if they just played till the end of time? And the best of 2 kind of dictates, you know, that, like, you know, gives that up to it and kind of places it, I believe, at a tie if they win the 2 map, if they split the win between 2 maps. Which kind of makes them a betting nightmare, but as somebody who doesn't do CSGO betting, I, you know, feel it's not really an issue. I feel they're pretty much a superior series. Now we're going to be seeing overtime played in the normal Cevo way. 3 rounds either side for the players. You need 4 to win the match. 3 brings you to an overtime. Let's get this underway. Frag's going in the way you would expect, you know. Shinobi's still working on getting his new mouse worked out, trying to learn it. You always have to sort of have a comeback, and he's starting to get that to happen. Whitmer, Opper, you wouldn't expect him to be top frag, you know, as the Op is such a specifically used weapon for those entries or those long range kills. You actually see a lot of odd play coming out here, as, you know, it's kind of like a split push. They're looking for something to happen on B, except that it's sort of 3 stacked on B. Now it's only 1 as, oh, actually it's 2, but that's going to be an opening, and that's what Mortality needed to really start off this overtime series. Oh, we're going to be taken down on a sort of poor decision peak right there. As Rush probably is going to pick up that op and run away, as I think they have no way of winning this. Rush peeking that odd corner right there, you know, not one I would have expected, but, you know, these pros just played so many hours of this game, they probably ran into so many people flanking there. And knowing that it's B, that's probably the closest flank that you have to look at. Vice is going to look for any of these exits, but is he going to be able to find him? This peak becomes a second too late for him to even spot the player. But who would have known what would happen then? Whitmer actually going for the buy of the op again and pushing him into the zero money. And if they break here, he's gonna have to, you know, buy off the other teammates. Sorry about my dog there. If you can hear him barking in the corner, he got mad at something. I don't know what. Again, we see this, we see Rush playing on top of this box. And the question is this going to be a big play? And with that op shot coming in, I actually don't know if it's going to come out to be a big play, as not a lot is going to probably end up happening. The squee door has been closed down. They're going to throw away the op rather than try and save it. Accidentally turn off caster control. Gonna see Molly come in there from the window. Actually didn't know that Molotov worked. That's the same one. Excellent shot there by Nap, as he's low. And Shazam versus Vice is kind of looking like that's going to be going down at the end of this round. Is actually Vice is going to need to peek out Rush, and he actually is going to make this shot, and now it's going to be an op versus an AK for how this is going to go. And Vice is going to have to plant right here, and Shazam is probably going to put... He's not going to go for the plant, and now he doesn't have time. The plant's not going to be able to get down, and now he needs to save his rifle. And he's actually able to do that and take the op out of Shazam's hands, and it's not going to be enough to knock it out of his hands completely, I don't think, for this round here. As, yes, he is going to go for the op and leave his teammate with a FAMOS. We do see an op drop for Whitmer, as Whitmer had no way of making up that economy. Odd graphical thing there. On the wall, there's a red line. Only seeing one player on Ace site. This might not be a good setup for this. This is going to be a quick rush, and it's just the FAMOS. So he's going to peek through the smoke and go down, as he doesn't peek into the right corners as he was flashed. But Rix is able to take one down from Highway, and that's going to be a bomb down, and this is going to be a really odd retake of a 4v4. And it's really going to come down to the op on Whitmer to see what kind of play comes out of this. Actually, Vice is able to take down Rix. Whitmer's going to go down to Naf. Shazam able to take down two players. Almost getting the third. And Shinobi's actually going to go down, taking down two with him, but that is 2 rounds up for Sponsorless on the CT half of overtime, meaning Mortality needs just to take a clean sweep here to win, and Sponsorless needs 1 to set up the tie and 2 to win. Now we are going to be seeing the second half of overtime. Coming out with a buy up here. It's expensive buy coming out from Mortality, as it is the CT side, and you know, you do expect to see those extremely large numbers come out from that. Shazam actually getting hit rather early with that the grenade. Daps being traded for Sick. As more players come up to the boost and take down Shinobi. Not expecting another set of players to rush there. This looks sort of like a mid A take, might be a mid B take, and we do see Whitmer playing sort of over in these corners, trying to make sure things happen. Actually, it rotated back to a normal A take. Wimmer getting one with the op. FGB gonna go down. It's gonna leave really Whitmer as the one player to really be able to take this out. He's gonna be able to, yeah, that was an amazing shot there and exactly what he needed. I was gonna say he needs to push this in the air. Oh wow. Sort of showing Shazam how that shot is actually made. Is, if you remember from the last half, that was kind of exactly the same positioning. Excellent round right there. And if they can win this one, it totally is possible to push this into, you know, an easy win. As the next round, there won't be an op in play at all or anything. And really, if you lose this one, you're putting yourself up to, you know, have to do the same thing again. Now it's looking like an A push as we see 4 coming up from a highway and 1 squeaky. That squeaky player is probably gonna, except Sick just spotted out the Molotovs. Sam able to take out that first kill. And now it's gonna be if Wimmer can make something happen with his op again. As that op was something so devastating. He hits one through the box. Now he's alone. Gets another crazy shot on the same guy who's behind the box. He's sort of just keeping his eyes out. I don't know why he's looking there, as it's very unlikely to find somebody on boost spot at this point in the game. Almost going down there. I think he got hit. That was a headshot, and it was through the box. That's what saved him. Able to take one down, but not able to take both, as he goes down himself. To NAF. And this is going to go into overtime too if Mortality takes this round. But then again, you never know, as Mortality could not take this round. You know, it's what happens, you know? I would like to see an overtime too, as that would put Mortality kind of in a place to try to win it out, as they're going to start on the easier side and have had quite a showing on both sides. Sick, able to take one down. Should be traded to NAF. As Shazam's op takes another life. And Rush is right in these vents, and I know they should have heard that, but I'm not sure that they do. They have Vice on the rotate. And now Shazam takes down Vice. He himself down to 2 HP. Whitmer kind of untouched by this battle. He's going to be probably the lone defender of A, as FGP is going to put the slow rotate on. And now this looks like it's an A take with a fake over at B. And if the fake works, which it looks like it's working, they're going to keep one guy here. And it's going to be like a squeaky garage push. And Whitmer needs to hit the off shot onto the garage guy, which he's not going to be able to as the smoke is down, and this is going to be the full rotate in. And is he going to be able to hit that same shot? I don't know what it is with Whitmer, but it's just a great pickup from Mortality. His off just has these corners. Like, he has an intuition for it. He's not the guy who's going to peek you, like, he's not the guy who's going to pick you as you jump past long doors. He's going to be the guy who picks you as you have to run away from this bomb plant position, because it's a terrible place to hold. And if you look at these kills, you know, Vice dropping a 30, a lot of them getting close in these mid-20s there. Rush able to take down. Oh no, this is not in game right here. This is the beginning of overtime 2 as Whitmer has not readied up. Looking to practice more of his op shots as he doesn't feel he's hitting enough of them. I just have a feeling this is around the time people start calling him a waller. You know, his op is just that good. With a gun like that in your hands, how can you fail? Actually, Whitmer might have been ready. He just has not ready right there permanently. So we again see the same expensive buy. Whitmer playing that op, but full nades as well. Really, if he can turn those openings, he could really try to make something happen. FGB's kind of trying to play with like a half one-way smoke there. I have no idea what that is. I don't know if 6 on Naf's arm there, but you know, oh, he did. He peeked up and sprayed right there. Rush is actually going to go down to Shinobi. That's an early opening for Mortality. Mortality not been big on the opening kill, usually picking it up on the trade. As we do see Sick go down highway. As FGB just spotted the guy in Squeaky Door again. And Whitmer playing an odd spot for this op. And he's going to make the most of it as he hits one down low. And Shazam's going to go down to Shinobi. FGB and Shinobi cleaning up the rest of the thing. And continuing the 3-2 kill streak of just, you know, crazy amount of players getting those 3 and 2s, like 3-2 split. Remember picking up another op. I think what was dropped for him is he only spent 2,000 some. It's like nades and armor. FGB with a crazy shot right there. Just the speed on that flick. And Shinobi picking up 2. Whitmer with another one. That's going to be... This might be a clean sweep right here. That's going to push... It's going to push... Sponsorless right toward... Except he's Rush, and he's going to take 1 down. He's going to take 2. He's going to need an ace right here in order to take this, and that would be insane. He gets the bomb down. 2 people are rushing. He almost takes him down right there. He's hit for 40 or 34. He gets the guy rushing, and 6 is able to take him down before this turns into something crazy. But that is actually going to be enough to get some sort of weapon on that player. And I think he saved them from a full eco on this upcoming round, or like a half buy. Like, you know, excellent play right there from Rush as he just comes in to really save the day for his team. Rush playing top leaderboard right now. It's just a crazy amount of frags in this game. And that's what happens when you get into these double overtime situations. You just start to see the best of all these players. Is none of them like want to lose this late into a game. If Mortality can take this right here, I would expect to call it Mortality's game, as really it would be unexpected to see them not have a win somewhere in the T side. Seems like it's going to be the B push, and it's going to be the B split. Oh, Vice, unable to take either of those players down, but able to hit them both for 50. Rush able to take another one. This is actually looking closely. Yep, it's just turning into an easy round win for Sponsorless. Really, if Vice had managed to pick up either of those kills, it could have gone the other way. Now Whitmer is left alive again with the op in hand. No reason to save, so he's going to go for it. He's going to jump down. Right into Rush's crosshairs and almost takes a shot at him, but doesn't have time. It's gonna be another half, and it's gonna... I would almost have to say that this is probably gonna go to a triple overtime, unless if Mortality can pick up. Like, I don't foresee Sponsorless taking it right here, as they would need to win all 3 rounds in a row. And as you see, it's just so hard to do, as even one bomb plant from the T side means that they're not going to have to eco at all. Well, they're going to have to pull off some sort of like 4 AK and a Tech 9 buy, which is basically as dangerous as, you know, 1,000 AKs. Well, not really. In 1,000 v 1,000, a Tech 9 is pretty much an AK. That's clearly not the truth. Somebody should get a server that does that. Just like some sort of Counter-Strike war simulator. Get some sort of crazy numbers in there. Get a whole bunch of like players into one map, like pros and stuff, and just see what happens. Let's see, he's not reading up. You see, it now already coming from Vice. That's who we're waiting for now. We get started on the second half. That is going to be starting right here. Really, I feel that Mortality is trying to take this first round here, and it's going to be hard as Rush is again on this box, and this box is just the place to be. I don't know why we don't see this played almost all the time, as, you know, it's something you have to worry about that allows the other players to make the most of it while you make the most of it. Just that spot right there is probably one of the definitive ones for just holding cash. Even though that box is pretty much completely left open during competitive play. Oh, Sick is going to try to sell this fake, and he's going to go down, and he doesn't know that everyone had a corner there. As now it just seems like the round's not going Mortality's way. And now it's Wimmer alone again with the op. Crazy flick right there. That's the 2. He's going to try to get a bomb plant at least. He's going to push through smoke. He's going to miss the first shot. Going to make the second. He's not going to be able to get the 4K and bring this into overtime only, as, you know, the player comes in from vent that he didn't realize, and he's going to go down. That was an excellent play with that op. Something that, you know, you can't really expect. The question is, he bought the op. He grabbed the op even though he had no armor. Wimmer now fragging on par with most of the enemy team. Man, this Shazam op is gonna just totally destroy this round right here. And that's going to put Mortality into a save. Maybe they do take this in 2 overtimes. I'm going to be surprised if that is the case. It's going to be up to Whitmer to get the ace with the op. Something that I feel he wants right now greatly. I can feel it And he's gonna go down to Shazam, picking up the 3K with the op. Hopefully that final round is not the voting of the end for Mortality. Is they're kind of put into the opposite position that we saw last time, where they were kind of pushed. They pushed the other team into this kind of buy. So the other team had 4 AKs, no belief. Whitmer just playing insane with the Tech 9, pushing this into what looks like an easy take and possibly a round win here. And yeah, that's 3v5, and it's gonna be one that they're gonna try to take. I just don't see it happening unless it's that grenade. The grenade cannot grab up. The Shinobi's gonna take one down. Rix is gonna come in here and he's gonna try to push, but not having. Oh my gosh, Shinobi able to take down the kill 1 second away from that game ending to push this into overtime 3, and that means this is probably going to be the longest map I've ever casted now, as these have been really close rounds. No idea how long I've been going here. We're waiting for the ready up. Yeah, let's get some look at the stats. Let's go look at total damage dealt. It's not fair to put Wimmer here. It's like OGB's been a high damage dealer. Nap's been a high damage dealer. And it's just been close all around. Total kills. Let's grab currently top frag versus Nap is currently top fragging. It's very interesting. No, Nap wasn't top fragging. Nap was top fragging in the first half, but now gonna move to a second top position. I don't think this round set favors Mortality now, as Sponsors gets the start that they really want, and it's gonna go their way again. Sort of Rush with an amazing shot to the smoke. And now it's again Whitmer. Whitmer just the guy left alive at the end. Probably seen it all by now. Able to hit one amazing shot there. Whitmer able to take down Nap, and he's gonna go down, and this is gonna push it into 21-22. Mortality going for a kind of odd split here. With, you know, you see 3 players in this little area. One over sort of by Squeaky, but not like actually going to favor to just 4-rush here. Vice playing over here in B is going to just kind of spook those players a little bit, as they haven't seen anything on A or heard anything on A, and Vice is able to take one down. That's big enough. As the smoke and flash comes in, FGB finally taking that corner early. But that's not where they are, as Rush is now playing this inner corner, and he's going to pick up 3. Oh my god, insane play. And now it's just FGB, and this looks like it's going to be the end of the road here, as Mortality looks like they're going to drop all 3 of these rounds, as they're not going to have the economy to buy up in this next round. Well, some of them are, but you know, not a lot of them. You're going to have the 3 AKs. Shinobi favoring the AK over actually not getting one tapped by the M4s of the other team. A decision that may pay off, you never know. This has been quite the series. Mortality really probably needed to do this to show up. Trying to do the run boost. Something that I feel that they should have maybe utilized more earlier in the game. That could have completely collapsed everything. But, you know, now the teaser at very low HP with very little guns, and this looks like it's going the way of sponsorless. Except for this rotate that's coming through, is if this works, they could run only one on the site, but we do see a kind of split up of the players on sponsorless' side. You know, taking the most of their perceived health advantage. I think they have to think that they're in the advantage to try to pull this off. Oh, Rick's able to take one down. Now they're back to B with 19 seconds left on the clock. Now they know this isn't a fake. There's no fake time left. And this is gonna be a plant. And it's gonna be an odd time plant. And that M4 right there might win them this round. It's not clear yet how much that M4 is gonna dictate the outcome. Except that actually it's looking like it's gonna be pretty much null, as they don't know Sick is right here, and they're actually making the most out of a round that they should have probably had no chance in, and that is an excellent play there by Mortality to try to bring them back into this game. Shazam able to pick up 2 early frags on the Sick and Vice. It's seeming like they're trying to take this early, as they really want to get onto the second map. And FGB is going to be peeked out right there, and that's now Whitmer again, alone, afraid, off in hand, ready to try to make some sort of exit frag happen. As he does 1. As he does 2. As he has no idea Naf is sitting behind the car. What kind of car has that tinted of windows? You should be able to see through that. Whitmer with an insane flick. What the heck was that? Can somebody get the speed of light cam so we can actually catch what just happened with Whitmer? As he picks up the 4. And he's not going to get the ace, as the other guy is not going to engage him. GB calls him for cheating, possibly. And I can totally see it, as Whitmer just made 4 amazing shots. Reaction time, like, I just love to see a reaction time test on this guy. Just to see what his average reaction time is. Except that I don't know if it would be fair, because maybe he only reacts to, you know, player models this way. Looks like a standard, like, green-red test wouldn't work. Not early entries. Oh, but it's going to be traded for no idea how to pronounce that still, and I'm still casting this match. We're actually able to take one down. Now this is going to be the B rush, and what? And actually, it's Vice alone on B. If Whitmer was over there, I would say this is probably going to go the way of Mortality, but with Vice over here alone, maybe he's not. It depends on how well he's able to hold, and he's not able to hold that long, but he takes one down. Now it's up to Whitmer to be able to pull off his crazy plays. Sick, able to grab 1. Sick, able to grab 2. Actually, Sick is going to be the major player here. Oh no, Whitmer was dead the whole time. Don't know when Whitmer went down. Shinobi was the other player. I would have, you know, I was just surprised to see a round in which Whitmer wasn't the last man alive. So I just assumed he was there. Rush already dropping the 41. Vice close behind with the 39. It's just an insane amount of kills on both sides. And this game could end right here, or it could go to another overtime. And that overtime 2 is lying to you, as this is in fact overtime 3. Nath somehow dodging that nade through the wall. So many mess up nades on this match. I would love to just see a counter of the times people mess up. The times Whitmer hits an insane off shot, and the time it comes down to 2 players getting a 3 kill and a 2 kill on a side. And this right here, with this incredible lurk, could be the moment in which things start to turn towards the T's favor. He's going to find an open site, but how open is the site? Actually, he's going to take out Shinobi. Now it's sort of like a 4v3.
Bomb has been planted.
You know sort of where the players are hiding. And this could totally go to another. This is going to go to another overtime.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Shazam just playing that op. Both sides have a very excellent op. And really, in the end, most of these rounds have come down to what the op has done. And NAF is no longer ready. I don't think I'm ready anymore. This seems like it's gonna go on forever. I predicted this early that it was gonna be long, but not this long. So much so that I'm actually gonna just fix my audio settings here. This is live. This is live. I'll show you. Okay. Let's see the bomb planted on a ready up time. Ready for NAF. My question is, can the bomb like explode on this? Are they testing this? What happens after the bomb explodes? NAF, you better not get back in time. I want to figure this out. So the bomb just explodes. It's gone. Now they wait for the flare. It's interesting. I wonder what kind of commands they set up for this, or programs in general. Sick, playing this game where he jumps over the box endlessly. Camera operator giving us the best of the best right here. It's around this time that I wish they would just eventually start calling matches ties. Whitmer is getting very, very sad. Look, have fun feels like best of 5. The best of 5 is actually, I believe, the superior. It's the perfect Counter-Strike, as really you're gonna end up seeing less of map favoritism coming out and more of the team's raw ability. It's actually the real round, and it's gonna be a quick one as Shazam actually managed to take down Kenobi. Tech 9. And 6 is gonna go down to, oh, excellent nade there by F2B, but 6 goes down to Daps beforehand. And goes with that perfect plant right on the corner. That is, I think, the garage hold, but they're playing it more like it's just an average plant. Which is going to be interesting if it comes down to a split second. It's not going to, as I think Whitmer and Vice are actually going to save right here. It's the smart decision is this is a 5v2, and they have basically no chance. The question is, does Whitmer somehow pull off a 4K? And if so, how? And no, he doesn't. Shazam comes in with that Tech 9. They don't manage to save either of the guns. They end up trading up 2 players for 2 players. That is more than can be said of any of the other previous rounds. And we have another map left. I regret my decision of recasting tonight, but I will keep going for you, the viewer. You, the viewer. We will continue to cast. We'll get onto Inferno. Some of this play doesn't seem like it's real anymore. Like, I can't tell what was used in those warm-up rounds and what wasn't. It seems a lot faster paced. A lot of early damage. This is starting to look in favor of Mortality, but Still, it's not a lot of damage. It's only these two players getting hit. I need to work on my drawings. But we do see solid 3-person hold over towards mid. You see, you know, this boost spot. Rush is going to take that. Is he still in boost? Where's Rush? Yeah, he was in boost. They pushed into mid with daps. So not daps in there. Now it looks like it's going to be just kind of like this kind of take. Women's going to be left out. Look at that smoke. It's going to... FGB is an amazing shot. 2 amazing shots for FGB. So be able to hit another one. And now it's sort of looking towards kind of just holding play for here. Finally doesn't hit that shot. Shazam able to hit one. But Wimmer hits the other one. Takes it into this round. Round number 3 of overtime number 4.
Counter-terrorists win.
Not a lot of... I no idea what I'm commentating over anymore. As we see 3 by A, 2 by B, kind of standard. So usually you see one mid. Shinobi hitting an amazing shot right there. Actually able to take a player down. And Wimmer almost taking another one right off. And that would have been the opening that they needed to take 2 rounds here and possibly take it to a win in the next half. But, oh, there it is. That's excellent play, and they took 2 rounds. Seriously, if this goes into 5th overtime, like seriously, I may have to give up on streaming the other one today and do that tomorrow. A kind of double feature kind of thing. T-side is much harder, and thus you could totally see sponsors taking it here. Like we've almost seen in the past, as this has gotten really close multiple times. Here we get the ready up. 3 rounds could end this game, could bring it into 5th overtime. Something that is quite rare, and basically like playing a best of 3 now. It's pretty close here, as 21 rounds have gone out to overtime alone. Like, the average CSGO game does not go towards round 30, so 50 something, 51 rounds is probably the average for 2 games. It's like 21, one of them being 22. Actually, 22 seems low. I don't know, 25 each, meaning 26 would be the higher one. Sorry, math, brain dead. Shazam was able to take the shot on the device. Doesn't actually manage to finish it. Daps in an amazing peek right behind Sick, waiting for any other players to come through here before trying to take him out. And again, Rush on this box, gonna make it big. Captive and take another one. Rush finally goes down to Vice. But it's a 2v3. Actually, it's a 2v2. It's a 1v1. And it's Whitmer with the op in hand. Really, it's an odd play there for Whitmer to peek. He was just trying to make sure nobody was getting close to him. This bomb goes down. It's going to come down to Nafly's, quick shot ability and Whitmer getting a shot. And it's actually going to come down to the fact that Nafly is able to hit him before the op shot comes off, and Naf manages to make the shot.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Really, this round's going to decide it. Quite almost literally is. This could be the round that makes or breaks either team. Well, actually, like this round decides where it probably goes. Oh, Dap's able to take 2 crazy kills right there. FGB able to make the trade out on him, but it's not enough. That was odd the way that fire worked. I think FGB was not going for either of those peaks. He was trying to get through the corner. And now it is Whitmer alone in a 1v4. Whitmer playing like he's making a montage right here, getting those hops on. And Shazam takes him down. Quick trade out, quick early play there, but this positioning by Rush is going to be able to turn into a 2v3. Now there's the site. The bomb isn't down yet, as nobody... That positioning by Rush was just not checked, and that kind of might have lost Mortality this round. On an excellent opening, they didn't get the full site covered, and really it's going to come down to with Sick, and Sick isn't able to hit the shots. He goes down. And that is game 1. Going towards sponsorless. Now to edit. Now to go on a little bit of break, grab some water, and then we can go back into the next game.